Hello all, this is a look at set 31088 Deep Sea Creatures. I've talked about this set a little bit in the past, talking about how much I wanted to get it, and I even did a video of the little haul when I got these guys, and I finally built it up, and as you can see, it's a beautiful looking set. This is one of my favourite sets ever, possibly I'd say. It's only a small set, but there's just something about it, and I just adore it. Primarily for this guy, I'm a huge fan of great white sharks anyway. So just to have one in Lego form and brick built Lego, not like the little pre-built sharks, have one like this is just perfect. And it's so gosh darn cool looking. Yeah, so it might be one of my favourite Lego sets ever. It's probably definitely my favourite Lego set to come out in 2019 so far. It's not a big set, it's not like a big amazing set, but it's these little sets I really enjoy. And as I've talked about in the past, did a whole video about really awesome little sets. So yeah, this is a creator 3-in-1 set, so it means you can actually build it in other ways. You can't build all three designs at the same time, but you can build. It comes with 3 different instruction booklets. It's the one for the great white, an anglerfish, and a giant squid. We'll just be looking at the shark here right now, but I might do a video in the future talking about the other builds. But there's also, however, a secret 4th build that you don't see on the box, and you don't get instructions for it in the box. It's for a sperm whale. It's a really nice looking build. I think after I make this video, I'm going to take this guy down and build him as the sperm whale. Yeah, so you actually get 4-in-1, which is so good, and it's only £13 here in the UK. So that's such an incredible set price for this. Like, it's just insane. I can't comprehend how much I love this set. And what's also interesting about it is that combination of great white shark, giant squid, and anglerfish has already actually been done by Lego. I was doing my research into this set, and it turns out a long time ago, back in the year of 2004, Lego released a set called Deep Sea Predators, which contained a great white shark, a giant squid, and an anglerfish. However, these ones you could build all at the same time from what I can gather, and they're like 3 completely different builds, different colours. These ones are all blue, all the ones you build in this. But it's just interesting to see Lego do that like theme again, not just do like deep sea creatures, but the 3 exact same deep sea creatures. Yeah, I just thought that was interesting to note. I'll try and get a picture up on the screen while I'm talking about it. But anyway, enough about old sets. Let's talk about this set, and let's start things off with this. So in this build, this is the biggest build of the 3 you can make, and this uses the most pieces. You make the great white shark, the crab, and the little like treasure chest. And in this treasure chest is all kinds of goodies. It's just like a tiny little build. It's on a hinge there. Oh, show it onto the camera. So you just sort of lean it back once you're done building it. That's a really cool piece. In there you have like sort of secret treasure that you can pretend is a shark without dropping it, that the shark is guarding. You get some little goblets there, some diamonds, a little stud, a couple of little studs which are supposed to be like coins, I guess. And you also get these disc pieces. I'm not really sure what they're supposed to be. I like to think they're like plates. They're probably supposed to be like some ancient plates that have sunk off a ship, like some sort of ship like plates off the Titanic. I mean, they're luminescent green, so they might not be, but that's what I like to see them as. It's just good part usage, I guess, because in a different set you use those for the anglerfish's eyes. So they have them in the set anyway because they're used for the anglerfish's eyes. And they thought, oh well, while it's a shark, we might as well just plop them in there as well. And it works. It works. You can get that sort of classic seaweed bit. They've been using that for years now. I remember that from since being a tiny kid, and they're still using it. I love seeing old pieces like that still being in use because they really, obviously these are ancient, old, the actual traditional bricks. Stuff like this really throws me back to my childhood, like these sort of like pieces, like the palm leaf pieces, this seaweed piece, stuff like that. It just reminds me of like the Lego I remember as a kid. It's just cool to still see it in use. So yeah, that's the first tiny little build you get of this. And then you get this crab, and he's quite a simple little build. He hasn't got any articulation at the elbows, it's just the shoulder articulation. He's got this fun little eyes, and the legs are really cool as well. They're just really simple builds with a little spike piece attached to that, and they can all move as well. And what I love about this guy is when I saw the pictures of him, I never noticed his underbite. You probably can't really tell it like that, but when I turn it around like that, you notice he's got like a funny little like mouth face, like meh, meh. I just really like, that's the sound I imagine he makes with that underbite. It reminds me of like Homestar Runner. Yeah, that's really cool. I never noticed that in the pictures of it until I actually built it myself. He just looks really like funny and dopey, and I really enjoy that. And he's just a fun little build as well. He's got these claws there, and they can like clack together, and he's perfectly built to sort of like scuttle around as well. Like you can really imagine like scuttling it around like that in that classic way we imagine crabs walking sideways. I don't know if they actually do walk sideways, but in cartoons they always walk sideways, and why would I not believe a cartoon? That's got to be right. Like that's got to be right? Anyway, they're just the side, and that's the good thing. In this one build, you get all three of these bits, and you still have parts left over. In the smaller builds, you don't have like side bits. I think you get a little fish when you build the anglerfish, but with this, you get all of this to play with, and it just makes a nice little set. Like you can have the little crab scurrying about. You can even have like the crab as the good guy. Like if you like playing with this, you have the crab as like the plucky little hero trying to steal the treasure, while the shark is guarding over it. And that's, I think, if I was a kid, that's how I'd play with it. But anyway, let's talk about this guy, this great white shark. First of all, just like if you look at him, he's just really good. He's pretty large as well. I want to say he's about accurate size. No, it would be like a big, compared to a minifig, he'd be a very big great white shark. Yeah, in fact, I'll grab my minifig quickly. One moment, guys. So for a size comparison, the shark is that big. Little Brachynator Patrick's that big. So he's pretty big. You could, I mean, he's not accurate to a real shark size, but if you were playing with this with minifigures, you would pretend it's some sort of like big demon shark that's come to attack everyone, like Jaws. Yeah, that's it. It's for size and comparison. So it works well with minifigures. You can pretend it's a big evil shark that's come to get everyone, and it's great. It's just such a nice design. Like, look at that head shape. They've got that head shaping perfectly. Look at that mouth, the little teeth all close together with the pink in the middle to represent like the inside of its mouth, and its teeth all like sharp. Like, you put your finger in that and like snap down, that can hurt. And the eyes are so well done as well. I don't know if you can make that out there. So there's like a tube piece there, then like a Technic connector, and that's a lightsaber. We have shown it to you, and that's like a lightsaber tube going through it, and that goes all the way through the head and pokes out on the other side. And if you get it in the light right, you see it like glows green, and it's just such a cool idea of how to represent the eyes in this shark. It's better than, like, say if they used these eyes and just made the shark look really goofy. And that's the thing with this shark, it doesn't look goofy. It's not like a cartoony looking shark. It's like quite an accurate looking shark. Like, kids can play with this, but I think adults would appreciate this too. It's the kind of set I can imagine like a fun marine biologist having on their desk, just sort of sitting there. Like, it's Lego, it's charming, but it's also quite scary looking and really cool looking. It really looks like an accurate shark. As for articulation, he's got 3 points of articulation, I guess. The tail can move completely, up, down, all the way around. I mean, you can even like poke it open wider if you want it to, or close it down wider. He can move at these sort of back fins. They can move around as well. Even these fins up here can move around as well. And of course, as we pointed out earlier, the mouth can move. And I just want to say again, I love that mouth. The pink on the inside. We'll talk more about the insides of this guy in a minute because I absolutely adore them. It just adds like an extra feature. That is so cool. But no, he's got in his body, he's got two main points. That's where it all connects. You build it like bit by bit, then connect them all together. And that's sort of here it can go left and right, and here it can go left and right. So you can really sort of like capture that sort of swimming effect like that. I've seen some people like automate it on like a little thing, and that looks really good, but you can really sort of like have it swimming around like that, and that's really cool. You can kind of move his head up and down, but it's kind of cheating. So you can disconnect just like one of the ball joints in there so it looks like he's looking down, or you can like point upwards where you can make it look like he's looking up, and it doesn't take away too much, but that's really cool that you can do that. And as I said, I want to talk about the inside of this set because I adore how they built this guy on the inside here. So you can probably see it like poking out there, the red and the pink. I actually took some pictures while I was building it up, and I'll have them on the screen right now, hopefully, if I figure out how to. And yeah, there's something so cool about the way this is built up. It's got lots of red and pink on the inside. And if you were playing with this as a kid, you can imagine like that's all its insides in like a very abstract way. So like I could imagine if I was playing with this as a kid and like my little minifigure was trying to attack it, you could like poke off here and like suddenly you've got all this like guts and blood showing, and I think as a kid I would have absolutely adored that. I don't know if Lego did it intentionally, but it's such a good little feature that you can like have the shark take battle damage and it sort of be recognizable, that when you open it you see all like this red, it's muscles and blood all pouring out. And that's something I absolutely adore about this set. Like I said, I just adore this set. Or even once your hero has slain the shark, you can pull the head off completely and you can see all like the red on the inside. It's such a cool little feature. Like I said, it's very abstract. It's not like too gory. Like Lego aren't going to have to make this like a mature set because it looks too gruesome. But it just gives enough for a kid's imagination to go wild with it. I know if I was playing this as a kid, I would have really enjoyed that. I would have really got a real big kick out of that. I think that's really cool about this set. And like as you're building it, you sort of see it taking shape. It's even somewhat like, sort of like in a really abstract way, like an anatomy figure. Like if you were a marine biologist and you're trying to figure out the anatomy of a shark, you could like pull this bit off or like open up like that and see like, oh, that's how the shark's head works. I don't know. It's just something I really enjoyed about it. If I had to fault this set at all, which is being really nitpicky. Oh, one of them nitpicky. The other one isn't as much. This is the nitpicky part. The fact that you can just see the white from there. If they could just cover that up so that blue connects with that blue and the white, let me just let that focus, and that white wasn't in the way, that'd be really cool. And the other bit, something I would have enjoyed is just some way to display it mid-air. That would have been really cool to do. So like I could have it like swimming in the air, so like plop it down like that, have like just a little invisible like see-through pole that they could have put there, so you could have it as the shark was actually swimming around. But that's like I'd say it's not too nitpicky, but like that can be achieved if you have the Lego pieces. You can do that. Anyway, that's what I love most about this set. There's actually one more thing I really enjoy about this set, and like I said, I don't know if Lego intended this, but what's the most famous part of a shark? Its fin, obviously. And the fin is built in a way that it comes off really easily like that. It's just connected by 4 jumpers. So say if you're playing with your minifigures and they're supposed to be having a fun swim. Let me get Patrick back. Let me move that little diamond. So say if we got little Bricking It with Patrick, imagine he is just sort of like bobbing around in the water like that. Imagine the table is water and he's just enjoying himself. And then this separate fin can just come along like that. How cool is that? If I was a kid, well, I'm a big kid on the inside, that would have been amazing. It's just an extra little feature. Like if you've got a beach scene like in your Lego city, you can just use just this fin, put it in like your water and know exactly what it is. It's just a really cool extra little bit Lego did. Intentionally, unintentionally, I don't know, but I love it. I can't rate how much I love this set enough. I've gone on about it for almost 13 minutes now. I think I've talked about this set longer than I've talked about some of like my big city modular building sort of sets, just because I love it so much. And there it all is. And like I said, this is only one of the builds in the set. You can build 3 other builds with it, and I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to build up the whale, I think, next. I'll probably do a video showing all of that. So yeah, I can't rate this set high enough. I absolutely adore it. I'm so happy it's part of my collection. Anyway, I think that's everything for now, guys. Take care.